Have you ever heard a creator say something so blatantly stupid and wrong about their own creation that it makes you actively angry every time it comes up? That's me with the whole Altria thing. For context, Saber from the popular Fate franchise is actually a female version of King Arthur named Artoria Pendragon. The name Artoria is effectively a more feminine take on Artorius, as in Lucius Artorius Castus of the gens Artoria, the Roman commander often thought to be a historical basis for King Arthur. There's that fantastic research the franchise is known for on full display. It's not a real name, but it's a perfectly serviceable feminine equivalent of Arthur, and that's how Saber was known for over a decade. But for some reason, at some point since Fate Grand Order released in the West, someone at Type Moon or Aniplex, often attributed to series creator Nasu but apparently unproven, suddenly decided that it's actually Altria, which has been in use in Japan since at least 2010, and all Fate Go media and Fate merchandise since has used that rendition of the name, both in Japanese and English. And let me tell you, I could feel my soul leaving my body when I was watching the Fate Go VR experience and Kari Walgren said, "Altria." In most other circumstances, this would just be a point of disagreement with no clear right or wrong. Nasu created the character, and Altria would be pronounced roughly as Artoria, so this being a simple mistranslation from the old Stay Night dub would be an acceptable explanation. It's also been noted that Artoria is technically more accurately translated as Altria, as one would expect an elongated A sound in Artoria if it was meant to be Artoria. But the name is specifically meant to be a female rendition of Arthur. As such, it should actually be similar to Arthur. I get that it could be seen as similar to a Japanese person, but to fucking everyone else, they're nothing alike. But Artoria is very similar in spelling and structure to Arthur, certainly more so than Altria, and with how much research Nasu clearly does into the lore and abilities of each of the servant characters he creates, it's shocking how objectively incorrect this major aspect of the face of the franchise has become. And even if you disagree, a change to something so significant after this long should only be done if it's more accurate, and as I've illustrated and as any rando on the street could tell you, this is actually less so. It also doesn't help that Attila the Hun in Fate is named Altera and is also a Saber class, so in Japan that's Arutera and Artoria. So even if you somehow disagree on Altria being flat out wrong, you can't deny that keeping it as Artoria would help avoid confusion, especially when there are already so many versions of Artoria herself now that Fate doesn't need yet more characters with similar names to make things harder to follow. I don't recall the Heavensfield movie saying her name, so it's possible this could remain limited to Fate Go, or maybe the Ufotable dubs might keep it consistent for themselves, but that's probably unlikely. Fate Extella Link has used Artoria as recently as 2019, but 2021's Melty Blood Type Lumina used Artoria initially before being patched to fix it. Right now, all we can do is hope Nasu gets a clue and reverses the decision, because this is just stupid. The only way Altria can fit as a name for this character is as a condensed nickname for her corrupted form, Artoria Alta. If you liked this video, why not subscribe and support me on Patreon like these fine people here? If not, then make sure to share it with your enemies so they can suffer along with you. Today's recommended video is SFM Fate, Mordred Usurps the VTuber Throne by Mirabeau Studios, because I believe in British accent Artoria supremacy.